Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Strider, the video game of old. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it. Alright, today is September, Friday the 2nd, and we're going to be taking a look at Strider the video game. So tell us a little bit more about Strider the video game.
Sure. Well, Strider is a Capcom version, as you know, from Marvel vs. Capcom, or if you don't know, then you haven't played the game, in which case, what are you doing? Why haven't you played it? Really? So, the best iteration of the first game is the Genesis version. It's fast-paced. He's got this sword thing called the Cypher, or just Cypher, called Cypher. You know, that he uses to slash down his enemies. He's known for, when he jumps, he does like a little cartwheel thing. And the first one came out in 1990, right? And then the second one, I'm not even going to bother, because you shouldn't even bother with the second one, unless it's the PlayStation version, which is Strider 2 with the number and not too capitalized, for the Roman number 2. So yeah, check out that one, because I was actually playing the PlayStation version this morning, and I beat the game because that's, how good I am. And it's a very short game. It's very fast-paced, and I loved it. It's all 3D, so you're clinging to the ceiling and kind of, doing one of these things as you go around a corner. It's really cool.
Camera play.
It's great. I loved it. So yeah, play the original Strider for Genesis. Play the PlayStation version, which you can also get emulated at romhustler.net, which you should check out. That's ROM, R-O-M, Hustler, Hustler.net, N-E-T. Okay? Now, from what I understand, there's the one that you showed me for the NES, which is the NES adaptation of the maybe not the Genesis one, but the original one that was put on like Commodore or whatever.
Yeah, very different game. This is one of those classic examples of what we had to deal with when we were kids.
Right.
Of, oh, we've got an arcade version. Oh, I can't wait till that comes on,
right.
NES or Genesis. And it's like, okay, it's a Genesis version. Cool. Well, I don't have a Genesis. I have a Nintendo, so I'll just get it when it comes on Nintendo. Oh,
right.
Look, it's here. What the hell is this?
It's not the same game, right?
What the hell is this?
Right, because they had to port it over because of the lack of memory space.
Totally different. Music is different.
Power.
Graphics are different. Story is different. Gameplay is different. And one thing you didn't mention about Strider, one of the things that makes it so great, is that the traversal system. You can cling to walls. And you can, what other games have done that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I referenced it with that's what I was doing, was clinging to the ceiling.
With the modern one.
That's clinging to the ceiling right there.
This one, you run up
Strider clinging to the ceiling.
You run up the walls, and how long are you going to do that? Seriously. You run up the walls, and you jump from platform to platform, and,
right.
There's a lot of traversal
and then there's like a boost attack.
30-degree angle and stuff like that.
It's definitely fast-paced. It's definitely, exploring the two-dimensionalness of a 2D side-scrolling game, which is very unusual. It's never been done before, which makes it, an epic game, just simply because you have that ability.
Right, but the first games, that's what it's really known for, and then the NES version didn't have that.
Right.
NES version was much more of a dungeon crawling kind of thing.
Hack and slash. Like, reminded me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original game.
Like, I was closing my eyes and I heard Mega Man. It totally sounded like Mega Man. But
well, it is Capcom.
Very slow, and the graphics are nowhere near the same. The transitions nowhere near the same. Can't climb a wall to save your life. It's ridiculous.
So we're gonna basically what we're saying is play the arcade version of the first Strider and the PlayStation version of Strider 2, which was done by Capcom. The story-wise is set in 2042, which is coming up not too long from now. And there's robots and flying cars and stuff like that. So the Grandmaster is trying to take over the world, and the select ninja clan known as the Striders, are sent to stop him. And Hero, the Hiryu, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, but Hero, he's the Strider in particular that we play as, which you also play as Capcom, and can't wait for Ultimate Mortal Kombat. Listen to me. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because he gets to be in there. First time 3D rendered. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Strider was one of my favorite characters in the Capcom series. And Strider 2 is definitely by far the best Strider iteration. Strider 2 for PlayStation is the best iteration out there because it's fast paced. You sit there and you slash and jump.
It seems like they've just lifted the graphics out of that for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where they have a couple of those characters. Strider and the other one. What's the other one? The one that has like the cats, the robot animals.
That's Strider.
Is that Strider? I thought there was a white version.
Oh, Hien.
Okay.
A white version?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're talking about Jin, who was the pilot from, oh my god, what is the name of that game? It's another arcade game. Was it like Mech Warriors or something? You know, and he pilots the giant... Oh my god.
Don't remember. But, okay, so Strider's also known for the bad guys, which make no sense necessarily. I mean, there's like a big ape that's a robot.
Right.
There's a dragon that's a robot. I guess most of them are robots, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, and it's funny because revisiting this, I hadn't played it for a long time, so I revisited it, and there's a playthrough on YouTube. It takes all of 10 minutes if you know what you're doing, like literally through the whole game.
Right.
It's crazy. But I remember the first time it was like, what do I do? And it was so fast paced.
That's also because there's so much more to explore. You don't know which way to go.
Well, that's true. But also, let's talk about his little, his sword thing.
Cypher.
Yeah, and his, the graphic and how he can like lay down and scoot under things.
Oh
while
yeah,
he's
the
doing
slide
it somewhere weird.
It's
always in the same, and you never see his. It's just funny to me. It's just this big arch, this big segment of...
Oh, you're talking about the... Yeah, you're right. In the first one,
sword slash. Yeah, right. And he can be hunching down or like crawling or whatever he does, and it's still in the same, whatever.
Well, it could be going this way as opposed to this way.
Sword. I just think that's funny. And
I think it was a good attempt at creating a speed with the swipe.
Yeah.
True. Like I think it was best done in Ninja Gaiden, right? With the little arc. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the game I keep forgetting. That one was the one that was really hard. That Ninja Gaiden game. Oh,
that game was incredibly hard.
Grief. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I always think Strider's really hard, but I don't think it's that hard.
No, it's not.
It's just really fast.
In fact, in the PlayStation 2 version, PlayStation 2, the Strider 2 for PlayStation version, excuse me, in that one, it's like infinite continues, where when you die, you press start to continue, and you're left off right where you started. Right where you died.
So many games where, if you died
you have
3
to
times,
go back to a checkpoint.
Over.
Nope, not this. And if you play it on easy, like I said, I played it this morning. I beat it in half an hour. And then once you beat it on normal or easy or whatever, it doesn't really matter. For the PlayStation version, you could then play as Strider Hien, who's kind of a bad version, although he's dressed all in white and he's got the
that's the one I was talking about. He's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think.
Nope. Strider had alternate colors. And they definitely put the white in there as a homage to Hien. Booyakasha. Whose house?
Well, yeah, but if you say that he had his costume, that's all that was literally different with him, wasn't it?
No. Hien had different weapons.
What weapons?
Well, he had one different weapon instead of the Cypher, the Tonfa sword thing. It was just a thick, straight sword, but it also had like a boomerang ability, so he could throw boomerangs and then they come back to him. So, it'd be like that, and then come back and hit the guy. It'd be awesome. So, completely different, but still very similar.
Okay. So, yeah, you lucky kids that don't have to deal with this whole different versions for different platforms.
Right.
I mean, the worst you get is, like, one character, like, God of War character, Kratos is available for PlayStation, but not Xbox.
Right.
What was the Xbox one? What did they get? Did they get anything?
Or what are we talking about?
Mortal
Kombat? No, they didn't get anything.
Yeah, well, that kind of sucks. But anyway, it's like Darth Vader on one and Yoda on the other.
Right, for Soul Calibur 4.
This was an entirely new game.
Yeah.
And it was crap. It was
not
totally
the one
different.
that you played in the arcade that you were really looking forward to getting.
He wasn't like purple or something. It was an entirely different game. It was like ordering Dead Space and getting, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It's totally different.
Is there actually a game called Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
According to South Park, there is a Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, he wanted to bring it up because it's one of his favorites.
Loved it.
and I want to bring it up because of that fact. It's just an illustration of how lucky you bastards are. So that's it. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Strider?
Oh, well, I just wanted to add that the PlayStation version came out in 2000 and is set 2,000 years after the first game, the arcade version of Strider. And it's, the incarnation of the Grandmaster comes back, and the incarnation of Strider comes back just thousands of years in the future.
Now, I mentioned it before, but can you think of any other game that had that kind of platforming before, that had the clinging to walls and all that stuff?
Bionic Commando.
Well, yeah, but that was different.
It was. He swang.
Right, and he had it was the arm. It was literally, in this game, Strider, if you jump, you can stick to a wall.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of how you have to do it, too.
Oh, well, I think some of the Spider-Man games did that.
You're probably right. Can't remember. But anyway, it was a big deal.
Yeah, and just how fast he moved, the fact that he did cartwheels instead of just jump.
That sound bite. Shing, 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 shing.
That's Ninja Gaiden.
Is it again? Oh, so what's Strider's sound bite? Come on.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whoop. All right. Yeah, some of those sound effects are very beloved.
Yeah, but the one that you were thinking of was Ninja Gaiden, where it's like shing, shing, because he's constantly drawing and then sheathing his sword.
Okay. All right.
Check it out, Strider. Again, emulators, love them. What's the one? EPSX is the PlayStation emulator that I don't use. And stop it! And Z-Gens is the Genesis. Okay, you know what?
See you next week.
Yes! Damn you! Damn you! Sir! Damn you! So, Strider, Genesis,
emulator,
romhustler.net, romhustler.net.
We start off next week with the Darkness crossovers.
And then once you beat it on normal or easy or whatever, it doesn't really matter, for the PlayStation version, you could then play as Strider Hien, who's kind of a bad version, although he's dressed all in white and he's got the
yeah, that's the one I was talking about. He's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Nope.
Okay, well.
Nope.
Okay. No, it's not okay.
No, now I'm trying to think.
He's probably wrong. He's always wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. Hien was not in Strider 2. I mean, Strider 2. Hien was not in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Period.
So
you may be thinking of Jin, who's white and had that tornado attack.
Doesn't matter.
Or you were thinking about the swordsman. No, it's not. They care about this. What was his name? Hoyata.
Okay, well, keep talking, and I'm going to look it up.
From a different fighting series, which I wish I could remember. So many games, so many great games out there. Why can't I remember them all? Because I have a tiny peanut head.
Talking about that while I look up.
My tiny peanut head?
Well,
I'm telling you, he's not in there. You're thinking of Jin? Probably, most definitely. Or Strider had alternate colors, and they definitely put the white in there as a homage to Hien.
Well, that might be true.
But even still, he didn't have the same weapons. And now our audience is waiting for you to look that up because I'm running out of...
You started it, buddy.
I'm
finishing it.
I'm telling you, he's not there. You know what? They've looked it up already. They already know. Was he like one of the side characters? No, because that didn't happen. He might have been a side character in the first one. What is it? The assist characters? Yeah, Hien's not there. Booyakasha!
Oh.
Okay.
I made a choo-choo in my pants. Boom, boom.
Okay, come on. So, start us off.
We do need blue.
Start us off.